These people are amongst the greatest quiz players in Britain. Together, they make up the Eggheads, arguably the most formidable quiz team in the country. The question is, can they be beaten? Welcome to a special celebrity edition of Eggheads, the show where a team of 5 quiz challengers pit their wits against possibly the greatest quiz team in Britain. They are the Eggheads. Here you all are in satellite around Beth.
Yes.
In that amazing red, Beth.
Yeah, the Phobos and Deimos to my Mars.
Exactly. There you are in the centre. And challenging the quizzing prowess of the Eggheads today are big kids. Now, not wanting to put pressure on them, but this team is striving to uphold the quizzing reputation of the BBC's children's department. In particular, 2 stalwarts of the schedules, Blue Peter and Newsround. And they have promised not to utter the words, "That's a bit before my time, Jeremy." Let's meet them.
Hello, I'm Katie Thistleton. I'm a presenter and author, and if you're a child, you'll probably know me from the bits in between the shows on CBBC, and I occasionally do some presenting on BBC Radio 1 as well.
Hi, my name is Radzi Chinyanganya, and I'm very proud to say that I'm a Blue Peter presenter, and when I'm not doing that, I'm either presenting in sport or songs of praise.
Hello, my name is Hayley Hassel. If you're under the age of 12, you probably know me from Newsround on CBBC. Otherwise, you may have seen me reporting for Panorama or The One Show.
Hello, I'm Martin Dugan and I'm a children's BBC presenter. You'll see me on programmes like Newsround and the Let's Go Club.
Hi, I'm Aisha Tal. You might know me from Newsround. I'm one of the presenters. If I'm not doing that, then I'm out travelling or playing netball.
So, Katie and team, hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Great to see you. Katie, you're leading a serious team here, I can see.
Yeah, I don't really know how that happened. I don't feel like I'm the leader. But, yeah, I've got
As the skipper, have you got some kind of battle plan or something like that?
No, I think I know a tiny, tiny bit about everything and not a lot about anything. I would quite like to do music, I think, but we'd have to fight over that one. I think we all sort of want music and film and TV and none of the others, basically. So we're going to have to
Yeah,
fight.
because I'm thinking, Radzi, that some of the stuff that you guys will be very good at, which is probably music in the last 10 years, is a bit exposing for them, actually.
Yeah, I think we've got a lot of specialist knowledge, but that's around a very, very small gamut of information. So if that comes out, I think we're going to smash it, but we're not feeling too confident, to be honest.
But good early use of the word gamut. That's good.
You always come up with random words like that.
Radzi, have you watched the show before? Do you know what you're dealing with here?
Absolutely. And
Yeah.
I'm looking over at Kevin because this man is the greatest quizzer on the planet. And so we're going to take him on.
Radzi really wants to take on Kevin because Radzi's probably the most competitive out of all of us. He's a sporty one, he likes a challenge, so I think you want to take on Kevin, don't you?
You've got to take on the greatest. So it's like, if I'm going to do the 100 metres, I'll
All
take
right.
on Usain Bolt.
Hayley, are you in your comfort zone here or outside
Not
it?
at all. I'm comfortable with being at a desk. That's about as far as I'm comfortable with.
The previous celebs have all lost. So I think that's probably good. Hayley, you wouldn't know. I'm just thinking that's good because it means you're not coming off the back of 4 or 5 wins or something.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Am I helping here or not?
No.
Not at all. Martin, you often work in this building, don't you, actually? So
I do.
You know so have you been into the Egghead zone before?
No, this is the first time. This is a first for me. I'm really excited. Watch it on the TV all the time.
People say often their parents watch it. And
Yeah, that's exciting.
No,
I called my mum the other day and she said, get off the phone, the Eggheads are on. And I think, wait, that's my show. What are you doing? So I'm not even allowed to interrupt my own mother when she's watching it.
Well, I'm expecting a phone call from my mum any minute now.
Aisha, what about you? Anything that stands out?
There is, nothing, really. Like, music and TV, you'd think that I'd be instinctively quite good at, and, newsy stuff within the last 10 years, because I've worked in it, but then nothing else. I'm petrified. I'm really nervous.
We had a thing with the last team where there was a big row about politics, wasn't there? That they hadn't quite got it covered. We won't start that argument now, but
No.
I'm just thinking, Aisha, that would probably be your thing because you love news, don't you?
Yeah, I absolutely love news, and all of the kind of things that I've done on Newsround have been like the US elections and things like that. So that should be my bag, but you never know.
All right, well, it's a great team. Thank you so much for coming in. It's great to see you. Very exciting for us, actually. Every day there is £1,000 worth of cash up for grabs for our challengers' chosen charity. However, if they fail to defeat the Eggheads, the prize money rolls over to the next show. So, big kids, the Eggheads have indeed won the last 5 games against the celebrities, which sets you up in some ways rather nicely. Looking on the bright side here, because it means they built up a jackpot of £6,000.
Wow.
You can steal from them by defeating them today. Simple as that. Are you ready to try?
Yeah. I think we're all going to have to make personal donations to our charity after this, because I don't think they're going to be getting that money.
The first head-to-head battle is on the subject of sports. So you need to choose one of yourselves to play, and then you play against either Judith, Kevin, Beth, Chris, or Dave.
OK, well, I think, did we say
Right.
Radzi or Martin
Radzi
for
or
this?
Martin.
Radzi, I think perhaps you're going to take this one.
I'm up for this. Yeah, bring it on. I'll take this on.
Radzi,
Jeremy.
straight into the
think we know
breach.
who you're gonna
OK.
pick.
So, well, I think we do know who you're going to pick,
Yeah,
Julie.
we know
It's got to be the great man. Kevin, please.
I love that you love the show. It's brilliant. Radzi from the Big Kids is going to take on the Grandmaster, as we call him, Kevin from the Eggheads on sport. What a treat for us all. To ensure there's no conferring, please take your positions now in the legendary question room. Well, I'm hoping you still enjoy Blue Peter, Radzi.
Absolutely.
And I was looking up, you are the 37th presenter, so it's an amazing lineage, isn't it, in broadcasting?
I grew up absolutely loving the show and got my first badge when I was 10 years old. To be on the show, then 15 years later, is genuinely a privilege.
And the badges are still sought after, aren't they?
The badges are still sought after. There are now a few more colours. You can have a gold, a silver, a purple, a sport, a green and a blue one. But, yeah, still as sought after as ever.
Because we had a question the other day about Blue Peter, didn't we? And it was which presenter used the phrase "get down, Shep"?
Oh, John Noakes.
Yeah, absolutely brilliant. Who was born about probably 100 years before you, but
Is that one of the questions, Jeremy? Because in which case, game on.
I know you love sport and karate in particular.
Yeah, I used to do karate at national level. Absolutely love sport. I'd say my specialist area, exposing myself early doors, is probably athletics. So if something about that comes up, I'll be disappointed if I don't get it right. But there are flaws and holes in my knowledge, so fingers crossed.
Sport, Radzi, good luck here. Really rooting for you. Do you want to go first or second?
I'll go first, please.
And here we go. Which tennis Grand Slam tournament is played on a clay surface? Radzi, is it the Australian Open, French Open or US Open?
So I know the US and the Australian Open are played on hard courts, Wimbledon's grass. So the French, which I think is called the Roland Garros, is played on clay. So I'll go with the French Open, please.
It would be easy to go wrong on this one, and you haven't. It's French Open. Well done. Good stuff, Radzi. OK, Kevin, over to you. How many other people were in his boat when the rower Steve Redgrave won the 5th Olympic gold medal of his career? 1, 3 or 7?
Right, so that's obviously being the 5th. That's the sort of end of his run there. And by that stage, he was part of a pair. So the answer would be 1.
No, Kevin. No.
Have I misunderstood something here?
Well, I think you've misrecalled something. Dave is shaking his head. Dave?
Yeah, well, the 5th one was in 2000 in Sydney, and he was with 3 other people. It was the Coxless Fours.
It's the Coxless Fours.
Ah, OK.
Kevin, 2000 in Sydney.
OK, misunderstood.
Game on, Radzi.
Yeah.
I've gone 1-0 up, and if that's all I get, I'll take it at this point, Jeremy.
Listen, get the next 2 right. You knock out Kevin, and then all kinds of things can happen. They could go down like a pack of cards. Here's your question. Which of these golfers, born in 1955, spent a total of 331 weeks as the world's #1 ranked male golfer in the 1980s and 90s? Greg Norman, Jack Nicklaus, or Tiger Woods?
So golf isn't one of my areas of expertise, it has to be said. It's not Tiger Woods because he was late 90s, early noughties, which leaves me with Greg and Jack. You mentioned 2 decades. I think it's going to have to be a great. So I'm going to go with hesitation with Jack Nicklaus.
Let's see, Kevin, do you know the birth year of Jack Nicklaus?
About 1940, I think.
And Greg Norman?
I think maybe 55, which you
Yeah.
mentioned.
It's Greg Norman. Sorry, you got it wrong. We go to Kevin. The Nigerian-born Herbie Hyde is a former world champion in which sport? Is Herbie athletics, snooker, or boxing?
I think he was based in East Anglia, if I remember correctly. Anyway, he was a boxer. He was a heavyweight boxer.
Boxing is quite right. So let's see, level after 2. Oh, Radzi, that Greg Norman question. Blow it. Is golf not your thing?
It really isn't my thing, and disappointingly, I'd have known the rowing and boxing, but that's the way it goes.
Yeah. All right, well, listen, we're third question now. You're level with Kevin, and here it is. Lucy Bronze, who featured on the 12-person shortlist for the 2015 BBC Sports Personality of the Year Award, is a famous name in which sport? Cycling, athletics, or football?
It's amazing being here. All of a sudden, all knowledge just escapes the brain. I know it's not athletics. She doesn't ring any bells in cycling. I'm pretty sure the answer's football. If I was sat at home in my armchair, I'd be 99% it's football, so I'm going to go football.
I love the way you just put yourself in a different place there to focus the mind. Football's right, Radzi, well done.
Yay!
Really good. That's a very tough question. Get this wrong, Kevin, and you will have been knocked down. In 2014, which rugby league player became the first man to be sent off in a Super League grand final? Sam Burgess, Ben Flower, or Kevin Sinfield?
No, that one's got me, I'm afraid. Rugby league is not a particular speciality. I can't even remember who was in that final, unfortunately. I honestly don't know, so I'm going to go down the middle with Ben Flower.
Dave?
Very happy with that. Yeah, it was Ben Flower. He got sent off after a rush of blood to the head, and he played for Wigan Warriors against St Helens Saints. It's Ben Flower.
Wigan Warriors against St Helens Saints, says Dave. Ben Flower is the right answer, Kevin. Well done. After 3 questions, the scores are level. Oh, Radzi, you've run him so close there.
I've had Yoda on the ropes, but I'm happy. I'll be honest, I'm happy.
Yeah, well, look, it's poised now. Sudden death we go to. Gets a bit harder, I don't give you alternatives. In 2016, England's one-day international cricket captain, Owen Morgan, made the controversial decision not to take part in his team's tour of which Asian country?
Cricket is not an area of knowledge for me. Probably that and golf are my 2 worst. So I'm now trying to think where the one-day internationals would even happen at. And India, Pakistan, Bangladesh are ringing a bell, Sri Lanka maybe. This is just an absolute punt, but I'm going to go for India.
Kevin, do you know?
I think it's Bangladesh, isn't it?
Bangladesh is the answer.
OK.
For security reasons. Kevin, to take the round. From 2004 to 2008, which male tennis star set a record of 237 consecutive weeks as the world's #1 ranked player?
Well, if it's between 2004 and 2008, I mean, it was towards the end of that period that Rafa Nadal started to come in and contest it, really. But from 2004 onwards, and I think he won his first Grand Slam maybe in 2003, I think it would have been Roger Federer. So Roger Federer.
For the round. Roger Federer is the right answer. Well done, Kevin. Sorry, Radzi. Played well there. We got a couple of your blind spots there, didn't we?
Absolutely, that's what this game's all about, though. And I took on the great man, and I lost, but hopefully I gave him a good fight.
Well, that's very sporting of you. Well done. Come back, and we will play round 2. So, a little bit of early trouble for our celebs. The big kids have lost 1 brain from the final round. They lost Radzi. The Eggheads are all sitting there a little bit too smug, I think. The next subject is geography.
Oh.
Who's the traveller?
No.
Oh, Aisha, we said you take this one for the team.
Nightmare.
Aisha, is it you?
It is unfortunately me. Like, I'm going to have to.
You or Martin?
But you've got a geography degree, haven't you?
I do have a geography degree. That doesn't necessarily help. And in fact, it makes it more embarrassing if I get it wrong. I can see my geography teacher going, are you serious?
Yes, I know what you mean, because that does put the pressure on. But anyway, if it's you, do you want to choose somebody? Anyone but Kevin?
I choose Judith.
You may. I think you
I
might
haven't
like...
done geography for
I
ages.
was just going to say, you like a little jaunt?
Yes, I like a little jaunt.
It's made me feel worse for my decision, but yeah.
So Aisha from
worry.
Big Kids playing Judith from the Eggheads on geography. Let's see what happens. Please take your positions. Well, Aisha, I've read about how you sort of fell into journalism. You just decided, you went into a newsroom and you just thought, this is it.
I know, I kind of had that flash moment of like, oh, wait, I really like doing this, and you can actually do it as a job. And from that moment on, I was like, that's what I'm going to do. I don't care how, I've just got to do it.
And was that a school trip then?
It was a school trip, like one of those, it was like a kind of a media trip, and we just went down on a day and did our own kind of newspaper like front page, and it was just absolutely amazing. And I remember I was so competitive. We were the first ones who got our paper done in the day. And I'll tell you how long ago this was. It was when we had BBC Choice and not BBC Three.
Yes.
And now BBC Three is online, so that was ages ago. But it was loads of fun.
You do Newsround now, but you've done... I'm trying to work out how to phrase this so I'm not pejorative to either. You started on 5 Live, right, before Newsround?
I call it adult news, and I don't see that's anything wrong with that. So I started on 5 Live, and I also worked at Sky News as well. But Jeremy, you might not remember this. I used to be a researcher on your programme at Radio 2. I did like a 2-week stint where one of the programmes I suggested was Are You Scared of Salad? And it was because it was an E. coli scare or something like that. And then we got a greengrocer on. It was really fun.
I very much remember, and I just didn't know whether I should mention it or not because, you know, sometimes it's a scarring experience, the Radio 2 thing for people, you know. But you got over it OK, did you?
I did. It was absolutely fun. No, I loved it. I love Radio 2.
And did we do the salad story or not?
We did actually do the story. It was like the second one, and I just felt really proud that...
That's brilliant. Oh, I'm so chuffed to hear that. Good luck in this round, Aisha. Geography. We'll pass over your degree in geography. Don't want to put the pressure on you. Do you want to go first or second?
I'll go first.
And here we go. Good luck against Judith. Exmoor National Park stretches from Somerset into which other county? Devon, West Sussex or Suffolk?
It's like UK geography is a complete blind spot to me. This is awful. Now, down south, it's Devon and Cornwall, I would have thought. And then, I'm not sure about West Sussex and Suffolk. This is where being a Londoner really doesn't help and not knowing much outside the M25. It's going to have to be a complete guess, and I'll say West Sussex.
OK. Let's just check with your colleagues here. Does anyone know? None of you lives in the park or anything like that? Or
No, that was our guess. That was our guess as well, but we weren't really basing it on
They would have gone West Sussex as well. It's Devon.
Oh, how annoying.
I know. I'm so annoyed with Devon now. OK, Judith, your question. Which body of water separates Hampshire from the Isle of Wight? The Solent, the Wash, or the Bristol Channel?
That is the Solent.
It is the Solent, Judith. I thought you were going to slip up on that. Aisha, which of these volcanoes is on an Italian island? Aisha, is it Elbrus, Hecla, or Stromboli?
I would have thought Hecla doesn't necessarily sound Italian. My instinct was Stromboli, but I'm not sure. I'm going to go with Stromboli.
I'm so glad you did. Stromboli is the right answer. Well done. That's good. OK, Judith. Melbourne is the capital of which Australian state? Judith, Queensland, Victoria, or Tasmania?
I'm so bad. Well, it's definitely not Tasmania, because that's Hobart. I'm really, really bad at Australian geography, like Lisa, who hates it too. Well, Melbourne was a great favourite of Queen Victoria. I think I'm going to say Victoria.
On the basis that Queen Victoria liked Melbourne?
Yes.
It's good enough for me. Victoria's right.
Oh, thank goodness.
Ah, I thought we were about to go level there, Aisha.
I was so excited.
I know. All right, don't worry. She's ahead. You can pull back with this question. Which of these countries is the smallest by area? So the smallest by area. Sudan, Spain, or South Korea?
I would have thought Sudan's quite big by area from what I know. Africa, Spain, Middle East, South Korea and Asia. It's between Spain and South Korea, really, I think. Been to Spain, travelling across from Seville to like Barcelona takes a little while. I'm going to say South Korea.
Radzi, do you like that?
I think so.
Radzi likes it, and it's right. South Korea is correct.
Yes.
Wow.
Good. 2 out of 3. Well done. OK, Judith. If you get this wrong, Judith, we go to sudden death. The town of Stroud is in which English county? Gloucestershire, Devon, or Shropshire?
The dreaded Devon again. It's in Gloucestershire. My daughter-in-law lives in it.
In Gloucestershire or Stroud?
In Stroud.
She lives in Stroud?
Yes.
Oh, gosh. That's so annoying. That's really annoying. The correct... So there's no doubt here, I can't even do any tension moment here. Gloucestershire's the right answer, Judith. Well done, you're in the final round. Sorry, Aisha, but you played well there.
Fine.
It's funny because in a way, the easiest one was the first one, and you got the two harder ones right, so well done. Come back to us, rejoin your teams, we'll play round 3. OK, as it stands, the big kids have lost 2 brains from the final round. The Eggheads have not lost any, so now's the time. This is the moment for the comeback now. Come on, guys. The next subject for you is science.
I said I'd take one for the team with science.
OK, Katie.
But I'm not basing that on anything. Hayley, do you think you'd be better than me at science?
No, of course not. You're wonderful, Katie.
Don't know anything about science, but none of us do, so...
OK, so you've had a bit of battle planning. So, Katie, the team captain, goes into the breach. Against which Egghead? And it can be any of the 3 on the left there.
Dave and I are both from the same neck of the woods, so I was thinking we could have a bit of a Manchester off.
Yeah?
Mancunian versus Mancunian.
Is it City United? Is it like that?
Or United? What about you, Dave?
Big Red. We're all Reds in
Oh, we're all
Manchester.
Reds. OK. we're all friends here.
So we're going to be OK. So, yeah, Dave?
Yeah, I'll go for
all
Dave.
Right, good. Katie from the Big Kids versus Dave. Tremendous knowledge, Dave, as we call him from the Eggheads. To ensure there's no conferring, please take your positions. So how is it at CBBC?
Wonderful.
Katie.
It's wonderful. It's the best job in the world. It's the best place in the world. We laugh from the start of the day until the end of the day.
And it's one of those classic BBC stories, isn't it, where you start as... was it the secretary to the controller or something like that?
Yeah, it was, which I didn't plan. I didn't plan to sort of be the secretary to the controller and then try and worm my way in. I trained as a journalist and I wanted to be a writer, so I was wanting to write scripts for TV and work behind the scenes, and then they needed a girl presenter to go and join everybody and all the boys who were already existing presenters. And, yeah, I was just sort of offered the job, and it was a little bit terrifying for the first couple of years.
Yeah, but to go from... I suppose the production side to on-screen is a great thing.
Yeah, it is actually. It's really helpful because you know how things work. But I think everyone was just a bit surprised. They were like, why is that girl from The Office now on the telly? It was a bit strange.
All right, good luck on science, Katie. You can choose whether you go first or second. Let's hope you can turn it around here.
I'll go second and see how that works out for me.
Dave, your first question. What common name is given to the sac that encloses the human heart? Sac is SAC. Gallbladder, pericardium, or appendix?
It's the pericardium.
It is the pericardium. All right, Katie.
I'm gutted I didn't go first.
Come on, we can do this. For what does the first S stand in the name of the respiratory illness known as SARS? SARS. Severe, scale, or social?
Respiratory illness. Well, I want to say severe. I feel like that's the obvious one to go for. I'm trying to think about a respiratory illness and if scale or social would be somehow related to that. I'm going to go with my gut instinct and say severe.
OK, let's check with Beth, because she will know this, Beth.
Yes, it is severe. It stands for Severe Acute Respiratory Syndrome.
Severe acute respiratory syndrome, says Beth. Well done, Katie.
Thank you.
OK, Dave, your question. Second question. I have not failed 10,000 times. I've successfully found 10,000 ways that will not work, is a quote attributed to which inventor? James Dyson, Henry Ford, or Thomas Edison?
I'm not particularly sure about this, but I've not heard of that from James Dyson. I'm going to discount Henry Ford and go for Thomas Edison.
And you're right. Well done, Thomas Edison. Katie, here's your question. Which breed of dog, famous for having loose, wrinkly skin, has a name from the Chinese for sand skin? Is this Shar-Pei, Chow, or Saluki?
I know a Shar-Pei does have very loose, wrinkly skin. I think a Chow has more sort of fluffy fur. I'm not really sure about Saluki, although they all sound like they could be right. I think I'm going to go with Shar-Pei.
Your dog knowledge has stood you in good stead. Shar-Pei is right. Well done. 2 out of 2.
Thank you.
Dave,
Yep.
the British doctor Sir Ronald Ross received the Nobel Prize in 1902 for his work on which disease? So it's Sir Ronald Ross, smallpox, malaria, or polio?
Always get these confused, but I'm going to go, in this case, for malaria, please.
Malaria is quite right. OK, 3-2, because you let him go first, Katie. So the pressure's on a little bit. You need this right to stay in. Cytology is the study of what? Moons, primates, or cells?
I don't really know. Could be any. I'm gonna just go for cells, please.
Do you like that, teammates?
Yes.
They like it. You're right. Well done. 3 out of 3 for you both.
Yes.
Right. OK, Dave, we go to sudden death. You go first.
Yeah.
And it gets a bit harder. There are 2 elements in the periodic table whose names begin and end with the letter N. Neon and which other?
Begin and end with the letter N.
N.
Nitrogen.
Nitrogen is quite right, Dave. Katie. Sudden death. The subfamily of birds called Picinae, known for their loud drumming, are more commonly known by what name in Britain?
A woodpecker?
Woodpecker's right.
Yes.
Great. OK, sudden death. Equal. Back to you, Dave. Which computer scientist and entrepreneur, born in March 1973, co-founded Google with Sergey Brin?
Larry Page.
Yes, Larry Page it is. OK, so Dave isn't really getting many wrong, Katie,
No.
but then neither are you. The Swedish chemist Alfred Nobel, after whom the Nobel Prizes are named, lived during which century?
I'm gonna go 19th?
19th
Yes.
is correct.
Oh, wow.
And Dave, we go back to you. What is the atomic number of oxygen?
Oh, I could get this wrong. It's one of 2. No, I'm not going to change mine. 8.
8 is right. So Dave has got it right. It's sudden death we're on. Katie, in 2016, which country launched the spacecraft Hitomi to observe X-rays in space? It's Hitomi.
Hitomi. Oh, this is so recent. I feel like I should know this. Hitomi. Is it Russia?
Is that your answer?
Yes.
Hitomi is Japan.
Oh, I was going to say Japan. It sounds Japanese, but I thought, no, Russia seems to have done more space stuff recently.
Hitomi is the Japanese spacecraft.
Oh, I was going to say Japan.
Oh,
I'm
Katie.
gutted.
Oh, Dave is through to the final round, but well done. You've got so many questions right in that round.
Thank you.
You've done really well. Beaten by our Eggheads, so as a result, not in the final. It's looking difficult for the challengers, but it's certainly not impossible. One more round to play. Please return to us. OK, Big Kids have lost a third brain now from the final round. The Eggheads are still all there. The shell's intact. The next subject is film and TV.
There we go.
Oh, nice one. Now we're talking.
Hang on. So we're both quite good at this, but I'm really bad at general knowledge. So should we think tactically?
Yeah. You, I mean,
How good are you at general knowledge?
I'm probably just as good as anybody else at this table. Do you want me to go?
But just win it for me.
I'll go.
Just win it.
I'll take the film.
No pressure.
I'll take film and TV.
Go on, Martin.
OK, Martin, news round presenter, against which Egghead? And you can have Chris or Beth.
I'll have Chris, please.
OK, so Martin from the Big Kids taking on Chris from the Eggheads. Film and TV, the subject for the last time. Please go to the question room. So you've been watching the team going into bat here, Martin. What's been going through your mind?
I'm petrified at the moment. We've been really, really close. Everyone's done really well when it's come to the head-to-heads. It's just been that little bit of knowledge that we're missing. So I'm hoping, I really, really want to win. I'm getting quite competitive.
And it was between you and Radzi on sport, because I know you love your sport.
Yeah, I do. Really love my sport. It's ever since I was young, I've always played sport and always took an interest. It's like my number one sort of passion and hobby, I would say.
And I suppose we all sort of discovered you when you were captain of Scotland's wheelchair basketball team.
That's right. I was captain of that Scotland's basketball team for about 3 years. It was amazing, really, really good. And when I was younger, I managed to train with the Great Britain team that a lot of the players are part of the Paralympic team now, who I used to sort of train with and play against when I was a little bit younger. So it's quite cool watching all those guys play now.
How did the break into broadcasting happen?
Well, Channel 4 at the time had run a competition to find a Paralympic presenter who wasn't a presenter. So I entered it and thought I'd give it a go. And then I ended up covering the 2012 Paralympics off the back of that. And then I actually did some work experience with Newsround. So when Hayley's sitting next to you now, when Hayley was presenting Newsround in London, I think my job was to make her a cup of tea, her and the other presenters.
No, it wasn't.
And then after 2012, I ended up getting offered a job to present on the legacy of the Games after 2012 as a special for Newsround, and I snuck in the back door and didn't leave.
All right, brilliant. Film and TV, Martin. Do you want to go first or second against Chris?
I'm going to go first, please.
So good luck getting yourself in the final so Hayley's not alone. Here's your question. The Pontypines and Wattingers are characters in which children's TV show? Justin's House, Peppa Pig, or In the Night Garden?
I just know for a fact that my 6-year-old daughter Jessica is screaming at the TV right now. She's like, "Daddy, I know this." She's, I don't think it's Justin's House. I don't think it's Peppa Pig, because the amount of Peppa Pig I've watched over the last 6 years is unbelievable. I could be wrong. But I'm going to say In the Night Garden. That was my initial thought. And I'm pretty sure I remember sitting just before bedtime with my daughter and hearing those strange words in my head. I don't know where it's coming from, but I hope I'm right.
You are right. In the Night Garden. Well done.
I would never have lived that down, honest.
No, that is the ultimate nightmare, is the children's TV question, isn't it? Well done, well done. You can go home. Your daughter will be proud. Chris, which film studio made the 2016 animated film Finding Dory? Chris, was it DreamWorks, Aardman, or Pixar?
That is from Pixar.
It is from Pixar. Have you seen it? No, of course not.
No, not yet.
Silly question. OK, back to you, Martin. Which real-life figure has been played on screen by, among others, Kurt Russell, Bruce Campbell and Don Johnson? Is this Frank Sinatra, Elvis Presley or William Shakespeare?
My initial thought is Elvis Presley. I don't think I've ever watched anything with William Shakespeare in, anything to do with William Shakespeare. I can't see. The only actor I knew there that you mentioned was Kurt Russell. And I don't know why, but I can just see Kurt Russell playing Elvis Presley for some reason. So I'm going to go straight down the middle. It's a complete guess, and I'm going to go Elvis Presley.
You're right about every single thing. Elvis Presley is correct. Well done. Chris, the Back to the Future films are set in which town? Sunnydale, Hill Valley or Cabot Cove?
Well, tautology, it's Hill Valley.
It is Hill Valley. I thought you were going to get that wrong. Because you haven't seen them, have you?
Only on television.
Oh, you already have seen them on television. Right, OK. Martin, over to you. You're doing well. 2 out of 2. Your third question. Which TV drama series won a record-breaking 38th Primetime Emmy Award in 2016? Is it Game of Thrones, House of Cards or Downton Abbey?
I don't think it's House of Cards. It's between Game of Thrones and Downton Abbey, but something's pulling me towards Downton Abbey. I've got a funny feeling that I've seen on the news when that happened that Downton Abbey had won sort of like a record-breaking amount of awards, but it could be Game of Thrones. But again, for the third time, I'm just going to go with my instinct and go with Downton Abbey.
Downton Abbey, and Radzi, I think, knows this one.
I'm going to say it's Game of Thrones.
It's Game of Thrones. It's somehow been so successful. It's obviously got so many awards so quickly. So Game of Thrones is the answer. It's 2-2. Chris has a question in hand. Chris, your question. Who plays the role of Carol Vanstone in the 2016 film Office Christmas Party? Meryl Streep, Jennifer Aniston, or Angelina Jolie?
Unlikely to be Meryl Streep. I don't think as frivolous as the Office Christmas Party, unless it's an Office Christmas Party that goes seriously wrong. don't think it'd be Angelina Jolie either. Sounds like the sort of thing Jennifer Aniston would do, so I'd say Jennifer Aniston.
Jennifer Aniston is the right answer. Chris, you got 3 out of 3. Sorry, Martin. No. Knocked out. I'm so sorry. Return to us and we will play the final. This is what we have been playing towards. It is time for our final round. As always, general knowledge. But I'm afraid those of you who lost your head-to-heads won't be allowed to take part in this round. And they're all from the challengers' side. So it's Katie and Radzi and Martin and Aisha from the big kids. Would you please now leave the studio? OK, Hayley, how are you doing now? I know this wasn't quite the plan.
This is the worst thing that could have ever happened. Right now, I'm living it.
No, but it's...
Nightmare.
In a way, it's the moment, isn't it? Because they've all been in the booth and this is your...
Yeah, I'm trying to get the positivity out of that, Jeremy,
I'm
but I'm not getting
help.
anything.
And we've kind of worked together before.
We have. We did a panorama together. 2007, I think, a long time ago.
Yeah, now what's really interesting is that before working in children's TV, Hayley worked undercover for Panorama and award-winning for Panorama, exposing midwife care and... Will you say what you did?
So the first one, I was an assistant midwife for a year, working in various hospitals and covering the care there. And then I did one about home care, so when you go and look after people in their homes. So I did that for another year, a few bits later. And then I was also a producer behind the scenes on a few of them as well.
And you had to go in and wear cameras and all that stuff?
Wear cameras, have different hair colour, a different name. Yeah.
Yeah, and in the end, you get piles and piles of material, and the programme that came out of it was really astonishing. Actually, probably changed life for a lot of people, actually.
It did. We made some positive changes. I think there's a lot more could be done. But, yeah, it made some changes, which is good.
Good stuff. You are playing to win the big kids £6,000. Dave, Chris, Beth, Kevin and Judith, you're playing for something that money can't buy, the Eggheads reputation. And I know you like to beat celeb teams. You like to win all the time. You're just like that. So, as usual, I'm going to ask each team 3 questions in turn. They're all general knowledge. You can confer. Sorry, that doesn't help you on your own. Hayley, the question is, can your one brain defeat these 5? I bet it can. Would you like to go first or second?
I'll go first, please, Jeremy.
OK, good luck, Hayley.
Thank you.
The city of Reno, famous as a centre for gambling, is in which US state? Is it North Dakota, Nevada or Utah?
Gosh. I've been to Nevada. I can't remember it being there. I want to say North Dakota. I have absolutely no idea. I'm terrible at geography. I'm going to say North Dakota, but I've actually no idea.
OK, North Dakota. Now, I'm just thinking here, if we think about... You went to Las Vegas, did you, in Nevada?
Yeah.
Is that right? So, Las Vegas, Nevada. Is Reno near Las Vegas or not?
It's in the same state.
Same
It's
state.
in the same state. It is in Nevada.
Ah.
Nevada is the answer, Hayley. Eggheads, your question. Which 1991 Nirvana album featured the song Smells Like Teen Spirit? Nevermind, Bleach or In Utero?
Nevermind.
Nevermind.
Nevermind, definitely.
We all positive?
Yes, I think so.
That's Nevermind, Jeremy.
Nevermind is the right answer.
Now, I knew that one.
I know you knew that. I know you knew that. OK, here's your question. A shot of which spirit is drunk alongside or added to a beer to make the drink called a Boilermaker? Is it whiskey, gin or vodka?
I've no idea, but I'm just thinking that a Boilermaker would be hot and hard-hitting, so I think whiskey is the sort of thing that you associate with warmth and strength, so I'm going to go whiskey.
Whiskey is the right answer, Hayley. Well done. Good stuff. OK, because it would be easy to go wrong on that one. You did well. So, Eggheads, which British overseas territory has the top-level internet domain code .ky? Is this the Falkland Islands, Cayman Islands, or Channel Islands?
KY. Any immediate thoughts?
No, not yet.
Nothing?
No, I'm trying to work out a...
KY. Well, do you think
Not Channel
alternative spelling for Cayman?
Channel Islands is C.
Well, that's the
Maybe
closest thing I can come up with.
maybe there's already a CY.
Chris is saying that Channel Islands is
Yeah.
CI, but why wouldn't that come under UK.co.uk?
I mean, I would tend to think as well with Channel Islands that would they have separate ones
They
for
have a
Jersey
separate
and
government.
Guernsey?
Yeah, there would, wouldn't they? Yeah.
I don't know, but...
I think there just might be a CY already.
If there's a CY already, this would lead you to Cayman Islands.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, is CY Cyprus?
It could well be, yeah. It could be, or yeah, some of the.
Could CY be Cyprus?
They're quite arcane, the domain names, so it's.
KY could be the Cayman Islands as a...
Preserve the K, so.
To preserve the K.
I think, because it could be another reason.
Because it's also, yes, you see K, I mean Cayman.
Cayman.
Oh, yeah.
I think
And it could well be that
Okay.
CI is. I mean, if you think of CI, that would be Côte d'Ivoire, for instance. So.
If KY. Yeah, that's as good as we've got, really.
Makes sense.
I can't see a reason why it would be the Falkland Islands so far.
OK, so we eliminated Channel Islands because not a British overseas territory, so that means we were left with the Falkland Islands and the Cayman Islands. And going from the linguistic clues of the K, we are going with the Cayman Islands.
Understood. You mentioned Cyprus, that is CY. You mentioned Côte d'Ivoire, that is CI. .KY is the Cayman Islands. Well done, Eggheads. Little bit of careful work there. So, third question. You need to get this one right, Hayley.
Right.
Stay in,
Pressure.
OK? No pressure at all. Which work of 19th century literature is largely narrated by the characters Nellie Dean and Lockwood? Wuthering Heights, Oliver Twist, or Pride and Prejudice?
Wuthering Heights does start with the woman in the kitchen talking. So I'm going to say Wuthering Heights.
Is she right? You're absolutely right. Well done.
Oh, phew. It's nerve-wracking.
Yeah. Now, and the funny thing was, I'm sure you knew the Nevada in the back of your mind. So because of the Nevada answer earlier, they have a chance to win it on this question. If they get this wrong, we go to sudden death. Playing well, Hayley, don't worry. So, Eggheads, your third question for the contest. The 2015 Kate Winslet film, The Dressmaker, is mainly set in which country? New Zealand, Australia, or South Africa?
Australia. Okay.
Yep.
Yep. Yes.
Fine.
With anything more? Was it based on a...
It's based on a novel, I think.
Based on a novel.
Yeah.
But not a real person?
No, I don't think so. No. I mean, it's basically a sort of spaghetti western transplanted to 1950s Australia, isn't it? In some respects, I mean.
This is a film based on a novel, and it's set in Australia.
If you've got it right, the contest is over. The correct answer is Australia. We say congratulations, Eggheads, you have won. But the four of them in the back and you here alone doesn't do justice to your great performance, because they've, round by round, they've really punched
Yes.
hard.
Very unfortunate.
Yeah, you and every round were close. So bad luck, Hayley and team. Bad luck. Thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you for
everybody.
having us.
Thank you.
Really enjoyed it, seeing the big kids. Commiserations, players. The Eggheads have done what comes naturally to them. This winning streak continues. They don't give the celebs any space at all, do they?
They don't. I thought
No
you'd be soft on
quarter.
us. Nope.
No, they don't. Well, they pretend to
harder.
be. That's almost the worst thing. I'm afraid you haven't won the £6,000, so the money rolls over to our next show. Eggheads, congratulations. Will a team of celebrities one day undo you? I wonder. Want to see it happen? Join us next time to see if a new team of challengers have the brains to defeat them. £7,000 says they won't. Till then, goodbye.